the last lesson for our topic. Then I prepared some more challenging word problems of this topic. Then please read the question and then find the keywords that indicate whether the question is asking for highest common factor or lowest common multiple. Let's get started. First question, let's read the question together. Ethan gets his haircut every 2 weeks. Joshua gets his haircut every 10 days. They both got their haircut on the same day. How long until this happens again? So let's check our keywords. Here we can see Ethan every 2 weeks. Then you see then Joshua haircut every 10 days, right? That every 2 weeks is our clue. So what does it mean? 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks. That is a multiples of 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks is how many days? It's 14 days, right? So we need to find the multiples of 14, and also we need to looking for the multiples of 10, right? That means you've got another clue that is the same day means common multiple, right? So what we need to find is LCM of the 14 and 10. Since it is all about the multiples and we need to find the common days, right? Let's use the ladder method. So 5, that we times all the numbers alongside with the L shape. That gives you 2 times 7 times 5. And then that is 70 days, right? So 70 days is our answer. My school has the same number of pupils in each class, but there are more classes in Year 7 than Year 8. Year 7 has 154 pupils, and then Year 8 has 110 pupils. What is the largest number of pupils which could be in each class? So, this question, let's find our clue. Year 7 has got 154 children, and Year 8 there are 110. Then we are looking for the largest number of children in one class. Thinking about the number that goes into both of 154 and 110, that is all about, yes, it's all about factor, right? So we need to find the highest common factor of 154 and 110. So let's use the ladder method. 154, 110, then prime factor 2, 77, and then 55. I can see 11 can be the common prime factor, right? Then 7 and 5, and let's times. So since this is HCF, we need to just times the number alongside with the vertical line. Then 2 times 11 is 22. So that means 22 pupils in each class, both of the Year 7 and Year 8. Ethan has some fish, a cat, and a dog to look after. The fish eats every 24 hours, the cat eats once every 8 hours, and the dog eats once every 16 hours. If they are all eating at the same time Monday at 8 a.m., how many times after this will they all be eating together by Friday 9 a.m.? So, again, we found our keyword. That is every, right? Fishy every 24, cat every 8, then dog every 16. Focus on these keywords. And then at the same time, that gives you a big clue, right? So let's calculate it. Let's find our answer. First of all, I'm going to write down fish every 24 means multiples of 24, right? Then cat every 8 hours, that means 8, 16, 24. That is the same as the multiples of 8. Then dog every 16 hours, that is multiples of 16. Then, as we saw the clue, that is they eat at the same time. That means common multiples of these three numbers. So this question is all about lowest common multiples of 24, 8, and 16. Let's find the LCM. So all three numbers, 2, and let's use 2 again, and 2 again. Then I think we are done, right? We times all the numbers alongside with the L shape. 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 2. And then that is 8 times 6 gives you 48. And double check with the unit. It's hour, right? So we've got every 48 hours. That means 2 days, right? So every 48 hours, every 2 days, all the animals, they are eating together. Then now let's see our detail. So it says Monday 8 a.m. they eat together. Then let's write down the days of week until Friday. Then now as we found, LCM is 2 days. So every 2 days they eat together. So Monday, the next 2 days later, Wednesday 8 a.m. Then 2 days later, that is Friday 8 a.m. So then now let's go back to our question. The question is asking you to find how many times, they eat together. So after the Monday, they eat 2 times. So our answer is 2 times. 3 bus services stop at my bus stop. Service A departs every 3 minutes, service B every 5 minutes, and service C every 8 minutes. If all 3 services leave my stop at 10 a.m., at what time will they next leave my stop together? This question is easy since we know that every means multiples of a number, right? So let's write down our keyword. A service every 3 minutes, multiples of 3. B service, multiples of 5. And then C service, multiples of 8. Now we are looking for the, yes, right, LCM, common multiples of these numbers. LCM of 3, 5, 8. So now we need to just times number all together because we can't see any common factor, right? So times them together. That gives you 40 times 3 is 120. And check your unit is all about minutes, right? So 120 minutes is a 2 hour. So every 2 hour, the service leaves the same stop, right? So now every 2 hour, since the both service leaves 10 a.m. Now after 2 hours later, that is 12 p.m. Martin is pasting pieces of square colored paper of equal size onto a board measuring 72 cm by 90 cm. If only whole square pieces are used and the board is to be completely covered, find the largest possible length of the side of each square colored paper. So, what do you think? This question is HCF or LCM? But we need to understand the question first. I'm going to draw the picture to understand the context. So, we've got a big board that is 72 by 90. So, I'm going to draw it. We have a big board that has a 72 length and 90 width. Then, now what we're going to do is we cover the board with the square colored paper. The square means all the sides are equal. So the length is x, that means width is x. So, but we don't know the length or we don't know the size, right? So all we need to do is find the size of the one square. So now let's see. Then if you can see, we divide 90 into, so now is it about the HCF or LCM? What we need to do is we need to find the largest possible side of the square, right? So since we know that the square goes into the big board, that means it's factor, right? So we need to focus on our highest common factors of these two numbers, 90 and 72. So now look at the picture again. Then you must think about how many squares can goes into the horizontally, that is 72. Then you also need to think about how many squares go into the vertically, 90, right? So that means you need to find the factors of these numbers, right? So that's why we're looking for HCF for both numbers. So now 90 and 72, 2 goes into 45 and 36. Then let's divide it by 3. Common prime factor is 3, 15 and 12. Then 3 again. Then 5 and 4. So now let's think about all the numbers. 2 times 3 times 3 is our highest common factor. That is 18. That means the one side of the squared colored paper is 18. Now our answer is 18, but I'm going to extend this question. So if I ask you, then how many colored paper do you need to cover the whole board? What will you say? So now thinking about it, how many 18s goes inside the 72? And then how many 18s goes inside the 90? So it goes 4. So let's draw the picture. You've got 4 more papers vertically. Then you've got 5 papers horizontally. Then this is a 4 by 5. So you need 20 square colored paper to cover the board. But anyway, our answer is 18. A red light flashes 4 times in a minute and a green light flashes 6 times a minute. If both lights start flashing at the same instant, how many times do they flash at the same instant in 1 hour, including the first and the last time? Let's understand the context first. You've got a red light and it flashes 4 times in a minute, and the green light flashes 6 times in a minute. Then we are looking for the time, right? Because how many times they flashes together within an hour. So now you really need to focus on the times. The red light, you've got a red light that it has got 4 times in a minute. That means think about one flash takes how many seconds? Since you've got 4 times in a minute, 60 seconds, right? So 60, since we know that 60 seconds, there are 4 flashes. So divide by 4 makes 15 seconds. That means one flash. Every 15 seconds, we've got 1 flash, right? Have a green light. So it has got every 60 seconds, it has got 6 flashes. That means every 10 seconds, it flashes, right? So now, what can you think of is red light, every 15 seconds, 1 flash, and the green light, every 10 seconds, 1 flash. So we need to look for multiples of 15 and multiples of 10, right? So it's all about LCM question. So let's find the LCM of 15 and 10. So now let's see. You use the factors of 5, 3, and 2 times all the numbers together. That gives you 30, right? So, and then double check with your units. 30 seconds. So 30 seconds, that means every 30 seconds, the red light and then green light, they are flashing together, right? So now let's have a look at our details. Then the question is asking how many times they are flashing together in 1 hour. Then as we know that 30 seconds, 1 flash, that means 1 minute is to flash. Then we are looking for 1 hour. So 1 hour, within 1 hour, they flash 120, right? 1 minute to flash, 1 hour, 60 times 2, so it's 120 flash. Then, if you think this is the answer, then no, you must check your question again. This question is really easy to make a silly mistake because the question is asking you to find the number of flashes including first and the last time. So make sure you add first time as well. So that's why our final answer is 120 plus 1. So 121 is our final answer. Well done. This is the end of this topic. Some of highest common factor and lowest common multiple word problems can be very tricky if you don't realize that is linking to HCF and LCM. So please make sure you focus on the clues from your question. So for example, when you see every 5 minutes, that is linking to multiples of 5, and then this is LCM question, and also you split something into small group, largest possible amount, things like that. That is linking to the highest common factors. So if you can catch these keywords very quickly, then linking to HCF and LCM, you can solve most of the problems without problem. As always, thank you for watching and I will see you on the next topic. Bye!